First offering my sastang dandavat pranams unto my most worshipful Guru Pada Padma Param Aradyatam Asto Tarsta Shishmach La Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Swami Maharaja La Gurudev, and to the lotus feet of the entire Rupanuga and Gaudiya Guru Varga, to the lotus feet of the assembled Drandi Sannyasis, Shpad Bhakti Vedanta Madhav Maharaj, Shpad Bhakti Vedanta Bhagavat Maharaj, Shpad Bhakti Vedanta Shroti Maharaj, Bhakti Vedanta Vaikanis Maharaj, all the Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, please accept my Dandavat Pranams. Hare Krishna. So the topic is the glories of the holy name. To relish, to understand the glories of the holy name, there's one important requirement. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhaved Grayam Indriyai Sevan Mukya Hi Jivado Swayameva Spuratyada. Our beloved Guru Pada Padma spoke this many times. The teachings of Srila Rupa Goswami Pad, the line of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is very important. Without Sevan Mukhe Jivado, a life inclined towards loving service, the transcendental holy name will not appear on our material senses. For such a person, the glory of the holy name may remain on some of the intellectual level of the material mind and senses, but to experience the glory of the holy name in our lives, we come into the process of Shuddha Bhakti, pure Bhakti as taught by our beloved Guru Pada Padma. And we understand all the limbs of Bhakti as devotional service. One of the special contributions of, unlimited contributions of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada is to define Bhakti always as devotional service. And the tendency to lovingly serve Krishna is the seed of Bhakti that is planted in the heart by Sri Guru. So thinking about that, I was meditating on this beautiful festival, and our purpose here being to please Sri Krishna through all performing this devotional service. To hear, to speak, to prepare, to arrange, to decorate, to invite, to donate, to register, to prepare prasad, to distribute prasad. This is all bhakti yoga if it is of the mood of loving service. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Gurudev would describe, brought the Yuga Dharma Nam Sankirtan. But in this Danya Kali Yuga, special age, that holy name is specifically infused with the moods of love and of service of the Brijabasis. And so when we chant the holy name with those moods of service, then we can in due course come to realize the glory of the holy name. There's a beautiful story of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. We've heard this from our Vaishnavas, that one day, very early in the morning, before dawn, before Mangalarti, 2 in the morning, 2:30 in the morning, mostly everyone is asleep. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada would awake and chant Harinam in the courtyard. And he came out and saw one devotee in the temple feeding grass to the cows. And he approached and asked this devotee, "Why are you feeding grass to the cows at 2:30 in the morning? It's not the proper time." And he said, the brahmachari whose service it was to feed the cows was very busy all day and night out preaching. And he came back late. Perhaps he forgot. He was very exhausted. He took rest. and I saw the cows had not eaten. They were hungry, so I brought them food. Please forgive me for doing this in the improper time. I apologize. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, with tears in his eyes, said, this will be your last life in material existence. Why? As he is giving this grass, he is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, relishing the beauty, the power, the glory of the holy name. Why? Sevan muke jivado swayameva spuratyada. The joy of that service, knowing that these jivas, these cows, are beloved to Guru Pada Padma, beloved to Krishna, and they are experiencing some discomfort. They are hungry. They will serve all day. I will feed them. I will serve them. My body is my Guru's and Krishna's. Whatever energy I possess is for whatever service is needed. This is his mentality. There's another story of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada that one time a very educated, wealthy man came to the temple and asked Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada, may I study under your most qualified Bhagavat teacher, student? And Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada said, yes, he is in the garden. You should go and visit him. He will teach you the Bhagavatam. Okay? Very interesting temple. He went to the garden and saw a very humble devotee, somewhat dirty clothes with some tears, watering the plants and chanting to the eggplant. O he Vaishnava Thakura, Dvayara Shagore, Dhashe Karuna Kori, Dhiya Pada Chaya Shoda He Amare, Tomara Charana Dhori. And in this way, watering each plant and praying, you are Vaishnav. Why? Everything related to the Lord, Tadiya Vastu, in his service is glorious. I will serve them. That is my supreme fortune. Day after day, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada would send him to serve in the garden. And then after, in the course of their service, he would ask Harikatha, and he would hear the Bhagavat, following the line of Srila Swarup Damodar Goswami's teachings, as we heard this morning from Srimad Radhakanta Prabhu, Jaha Bhagavata Paro Vaishnavirastane Ekant Ashray Koro Chaitanya Charane. Studying from the Vaishnava. Very simple definition of Vaishnava, those who are servants of the Lord. Krishna says, the devotees of my devotees, they are my dearmost devotees. So this festival, we are all gathered here in that mood, praying that may the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, may Shrimati Radhika be pleased with us. How? Let us serve, please, Guru Pada Padma. We just watched a very beautiful video of Srila Gurudev's teachings, where he spoke about taking the walls, throwing them in the Pacific Ocean. If that is his mood, to serve his mood, to please him, this is devotional service. So one beauty of this festival is that it is a non-sectarian festival, where we are gathered to cultivate our connection with our Guru Pada Padma, who came, saved us, gave us the highest conception, our beloved Gurudev Shri Paramaradhyatam Srila Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Srila Gurudev. In our last class, we spoke about how we can understand Srila Gurudev as the continuation of the teachings of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And so again, how we can understand the role of all Rupanuga Acharyas and honor them all without creating these artificial divisions. And that is also a service. It's not always easy to think of service as the giver of the greatest joy. But if you want to understand the glory of the holy names, we should enter into the realm of practice, spiritual practice. Why is that? Because we can spend our whole life in theoretical knowledge. Hearing is good, but hearing should lead to practice. And when we chant Harinam with that mood of service, all the glory of the holy name will be automatically revealed. Svayameva spuratyada. Automatically it will manifest. There's a short little anecdote from our New York ashram about service and the bliss it gives, even on the material platform. Seva has the quality that it bestows happiness, ananda, bliss. In its highest stage, Sevananda. Far beyond Brahmananda, what to speak of Jarananda, what to speak of Swargananda. What is Sevananda? And if we chant japa with the mood of Sevanmukha Jivado, service, what ananda you can experience, then you can understand this is the glory of the holy name. Then Lord Chaitanya's teachings, Anandam Buddhivardhanam, ever increasing joy, Pratipadang Purnamrita Swadanam, bliss at every step. You will experience it. So there's a short story. We had a contractor come out to check on our roof. We had to repair the roof, fix it, completely change it. And we were sitting on the top of the roof for about 4 hours speaking Harikatha. Hearing for about 2 hours his life story and his journey, his philosophy, and then having a dialogue one day, 4 hours, another day, 3 hours. We probably did 10 hours of discussions. And he said, I want to taste bliss. That is my life's goal. And we said, why is that? He said, because I was a very qualified contractor with a big company, millions of dollars, many employees. One time I bid a job for $15,000, going market rate for a successful company like ours. Did the job, collected the money, drove home. When I got home, I felt something in my conscience tell me I should return some of the money. So he took a check, wrote $7,000, drove back to the family, knocked on the door. Husband opened the door, met him with his wife, and the man said, I'm giving you back $7,000. And he said that the look on the face of that couple completely melted his heart. He was crying, they were crying, and he said, the bliss I felt in that moment did not compare to anything else in my life. He said, I completely changed my life. And it fell apart. My wife divorced me. I lost my business. And now I'm just a simple handyman, sitting up here on the roof, checking that there's no, tar paper under your shingles, doing the job I would tell people to go and do. But I'm looking for that bliss. He says, I don't mind. You see, the happiness he felt in service, even in a material relationship, was so powerful, it changed his paradigm in life. And he began to search after higher and higher forms of bliss. And what happened? We're sitting on top of Krishna's temple, working on his roof. He's cutting us a good deal. All right? And we're talking about love of God. Imagine the bliss of service to God. This is the nature of the Brajabasis. This is why they're always experiencing Ananda. So, beloved Guru Pada Padma, one of his unique things he ingrained within us again and again and again, this beautiful song, beautiful kirtan, beautiful mantra, Govinda Dhamo Dharmadhaveti, Govinda Dhamo Dharmadhaveti, Govinda Dhamo Dharmadhaveti, Govinda Dhamo Dharmadhaveti. All the Brajabasis sing this while doing what? Gurudev again and again, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. This is not, I'm not imitating Gurudev. What? He would do this for each Brajabasi and explain how they are serving Krishna while chanting his names. If we live our life by that paradigm, I will take because also we can say, I will serve, no Krishna Nam. I will live my life by service, no Krishna Nam. One problem can arise. What is that problem? Bhagavad Gita, 108 philosophy class. Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasa ahankara vimudhatma kartahamiti manyate. One danger can come. What is that? The danger of thinking, I am doing service. Such a difficult thing. Ahankara vimudhatma kartaham, I am the doer. Such a difficult challenge. Therefore, we have to understand what is the swarup of the jiva. And we have to settle this age-old debate once and for all in a non-sectarian way to understand Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nitya Das. I, as soul, am the eternal servant of the Supreme Lord. That is my swarup. As the servant, Lord Chaitanya taught us what? Not once, not twice, not 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times. I am not the servant. I am the servant of 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 who? The beloved of the gopis, Sri Krishna. So then Krishna teaches Bhagavad Gita Philosophy 108, what is the nature of the Atma, the soul? There is the material energy and the spiritual energy. Material energy is inert, jad, dead matter. That is not the soul. The soul is of a higher nature, but it is not the supreme. It is not the doer. It is not divine will. It is not God. It is para prakriti, mamai vangso jiva loke. What is that? The soul, as Sri Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita, is Krishna's mangsa, mamai vangsa jiva loke. We don't have so much time for jiva tattva. But then he says, aparyang itistvang prakritim vidime param. You are not Purush. Service with Purush Bhav means kartaham ahankar. Suffering. Everyone says I'm doing service in this material world. Bob Dylan says you have to serve somebody. But as who? As the enjoyer, as the controller, as the master. And in our spiritual traditions, they teach us what? Become God. So many spiritual traditions teach you, become God. Become more godlike. Become a greater enjoyer. Practice spirituality to become a greater enjoyer. Enjoyer. That is not enjoyment because it is not your swarup gata, the nature of your atma, soul. So therefore, the greatest challenge for the sadhaka, what is that mood of service as gopi bhartu padaka malayor dasa 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 anudasaha? That mode of service, which is what? One time our Gurudev had this Navadvip Parikrama, 20,000 people. And with our Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pradigan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, Gurudev was describing with the brahmacharis, who is doing the service in this festival? Gurudev said, only my Guru Pada Padma is doing all the service. He is. And if you were to ask Param Gurudev, are you doing the service? Param Gurudev would say, only Paramaradhitam Guru Pad Padma Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada is doing all the service. Ultimately, the Manjaris would say, Srimati Radhika Swarup Shakti, she is doing all the service. Then we can come onto the line of Radhadasyam. In the present, here and now. How? Therefore, Srila Narottam Das Thakur sings, Ashraya loya bhaje, tar Krishna nahi tyaje, Arshava Morya Karana. Krishna himself says, Ashraya Loya Bhaje. Those who take shelter of my Ashraya Tattva. Not themselves as the prime doer ego ahankar, where I will do as I like because I am a servant. What is it that my Swamini desires? And if we understand, what is it that we are not on that level? What does that mean for us? Guru Pada Padma, Vaishnav, senior devotees, my God brothers, God sisters, what is it that New Braj Dham desires? This entity here that we are all present. What is this Dham, Nityananda Tattva, Baladev Tattva, what does he desire? Then we can enter the path of Bhairi Bhakti, regulative devotional service. And we can follow the limbs of Bhakti, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. And as we practice Bhairi Bhakti very carefully under guidance, then Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur teaches us how we can enter the path of spontaneous love, following in the moods of the Brajavasis. Which is what? Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings. Vidhi marga rata jane swadinata ratna jan raga marga korana pravesha raga varshavati hoye parakiya bhavashray lave jeev Krishna premavesha. To experience the glory of that holy name, we follow bhakti according to our Goswamis, our Guru Varga's teachings, sadhana bhakti, vairi bhakti, and in due course, as that swayameva spuratyada, the glory of the holy name, while chanting. What is our topmost service to Gurudev? Serving what he has given us. What is the best service we can do to Gurudev? Serving the jewel that he has planted, that seed of the desire for that relationship with Radha Krishna. He has planted in our heart. You serve that jewel. You water that jewel. How? Shravan Kirtan, hearing and chanting. Therefore, Harer Nama, Harer Nama, Harer Nama eva kevalam, kalo nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiranita. When you can understand that mahamantra japa is transcendental loving service, and you chant japa as that transcendental loving service, and then swayameva spuratyada, what is that manifestation of that glory of the holy name that you realize? Oh, that is, as Bhaktivinoda Thakur describes, beyond words. End of Jaiva Dharma. When there's the discussion between the disciple and the guru, what is the nature of the spiritual world? What is the nature of the relationship and the love that the soul experiences with the Lord in their blissful relationship? Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, as the form of the guru, that is beyond words. Practice, therefore, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So our Goswamis very mercifully have given us commentaries of the Mahamantra. This is a very high adhikar, so we are not going there. But we are teaching the principle that is given by our Guru Varga of how we chant, why we chant, with what mood we chant, understanding that this japa is seva. As Gurudev would say, hearing is seva, speaking is seva, cooking is seva, eating is seva, distributing is seva. Everything is that divine play of Shakti, in relationship of love with Shaktiman, which goes higher and higher, Anandam Buddhivardhanam, Hananda Buddhivardhanam, higher and higher to the point which brings us to what? Krishna taking shelter of Srimati Radhika, placing her lotus feet on his chest, on his head, saying, I take ashray of you. Aradhananam Saravasham Vishnu Aradhanam Param Tasmat Parataram Devi Tadiyanam Samarchanam. What is the service to Tadiya, to Ashray Tattva? That the Supreme Personality of Godhead is holding his ears and doing Yad Kinkari Shubhausa Kalukakuvani Nityang Parasya Purushasya Sakartamo Tasya Kadar Sinirvishabhanujayas Tat Keli Kunja Bhavanangana Marjani Sham. How can I become a stick in the broom where the Supreme Lord is holding his ears? I want to serve Ashray Tattva, the Supreme Personality of service, of love and pure devotion. So as we chant this Mahamantra, our Goswamis teach that as the sadhaka advancing, this is a higher level, there's Jatarati and Ajatarati sadhaka, but still the meditation can be there. Raghunath Das Goswami speaks that chanting the Mahamantra is ultimately Srimati Radhika herself is chanting the mahamantra, weeping and praying for meeting with Sri Krishna. First half of mahamantra in separation mood, second half of mahamantra in meeting mood. Sometimes Gurudev would say first word, second word, different pairs, first two. But Raghunath Das Goswami in one commentary says, Srimati Radhika in moods of separation, Viraj chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. In separation, remembering her pastimes with Krishna. Chanting Hare Krishna, remembering how he has stolen her heart. Weeping in separation from him. Krishna, how have you stolen my heart, Hari? Because you are Krishna. Hare Krishna. You are Krishna, therefore you have stolen my heart. You are all attractive. My heart is lost. It is with you. When Uddhava came and spoke with the gopis, they said, Uddhava, Uddhava Manno Dasabis, I don't have any intelligence or mind left with which to hear your theory. Your theory, Uddhava, is not for us. Krishna has already stolen our heart. Hare Krishna. Hare, Srimati Radhika is remembering, you remember that time? How did you steal us? How did you steal our hearts? By playing your flute. Krishna. You played the flute. Hare Krishna, Hare. You played the flute, and then we ran into the forest, leaving everything aside. Gopis were chanting Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, serving, cooking, cleaning, everything. But when Krishna's flute call came, but Pati Sutanvaya Bratri Bandhavan Ati Vilangyate Ante Chutakatha, they left everything aside and ran to Krishna. Srimati Radhika, this is Raghunath Das Goswami's commentary. He's chanting, Hare, your flute song called us into the forest. Krishna, you appeared before us. Krishna, you caught hold of our hand. Krishna, you led us to what? Then Gurudev describes, or Goswamis describe, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is not our adhikar. This is not our adhikar maybe in a million lifetimes. But this is what our Goswamis are chanting. This is the moods with which they are chanting. They are chanting, thinking, by my japa, how can I serve that desire of the Supreme Lord to meet with his beloved Srimati Radhika, of Srimati Radhika to meet with her beloved Krishna? And our Goswamis are charged of singing, chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Those on Bhav Bhakti platform and above are doing what? Nikunja yuno ratikeli siddhaya yali bir yukti rapekshaniya tatrakshi dhakshar ati vallabhasya vande guru shri charanada vindam. Therefore we offer our obeisance to their lotus feet, who are arranging those meeting pastimes of the divine couple, Shri Radha and Shri Krishna. There are so many things to discuss. One last thing Gurudev said, very special thing. Gurudev said, what is the maha mantra? Gurudev said maha 3 times. What is the maha mantra? And then Gurudev saying, Kotai go prema moyi, Radhe Radhe bolo kotai go prema moyi, Radhe Radhe bolo Radhe Radhe go jai, Radhe Radhe kotai go prema moyi, Radhe Radhe kotai go prema moyi, Radhe Radhe. Gurudev would chant these songs. We hear from our beloved Vaishnavas. We've heard from Srila Bhaktivedanta Madhav Maharaj, our Prabhuji, how Gurudev would go on parikrama, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Very few people at that time, even the early years, 96, few devotees. Gurudev would go, we would walk, Gurudev would go everywhere, right? And he would offer prostrate obeisances, embrace the trees, weep in the dust of Braj. I'm unfortunate, but I know those who are present serving Gurudev, Sevan Mukha Jivado, those who relish that glory of the holy name by their lifetime of loving service, guidance of our Nitya Parikar of Goloka Vrindavan. What is that glory of the holy name that you experience? That is beyond words. That is beyond words. But we know those who have lived their life in service, we offer them our pranams. Who is that? Everyone serving our Guru Varga, all the devotees, everyone in this place, everyone hearing, everyone speaking, everyone cooking, distributing, taking prasad. If we understand this is pleasing to Krishna, this is pleasing to Gurudev, this is pleasing to Srimati Radhika, why I am here, I am hearing Harikatha, I am chanting, this is pleasing. Service to to Krishna means that you yourself will experience this Paramananda, Sevananda. Then Paramananda Madhavam, right? What is that glory of loving service? Therefore we take shelter of who? Those who offer their lives in loving service. We take shelter of those Vaishnavas. Those who are living their life of service. They are, as Lord Shiva says, Aradhananam sarvisham Vishnu aradhanam param tasmat parataram devi tadiyanam samarchanam. Who are the Tadiya Sevaks of our Gurudev? We offer them pranam. Who are the Tadiya Sevaks of Srila Bhaktivinoda Swami Prabhupada? We offer them pranam. Their service, according to Prabhupada, would be considered greater than his own service. This brahmachari was serving the cows. Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada gave him the boon. This will be your last life in the mature world. You will go to Goloka Vrindavan. Where it is happening in Goloka Vrindavan? I'll end with this. Chintamani prakara sadma sukalpa vriksha lakshavrateshu surabhir abhipalayantam lakshmi sahasra sambrama sevyamano govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship the dust of the Brajavasis' lotus feet. So we pray again and again to beloved Guru. Please forgive me. I'm taking great assumptions sitting here, but so people can see everywhere. But we pray again and again, lotus feet of all senior Vaishnavas. Please forgive me. This is not my position. But I'm only praying one day I can have the service of the service of the service of the service of those Tadiya Sevaks, of ultimately our entire Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga, and honor all Vaishnavas. Honor all. This is the greatest service. Honor all Vaishnavas. Hare Krishna.